Hey everyone, Dan with Mac Rumors, and CES 2019 is officially here, and it all starts with CES Unveiled. And while this particular event is usually a bit more tame compared to the others coming up these next few nights, there are a few interesting products out there that caught my attention. One of the first things that actually caught my attention was the Artemis Mirror, which is actually running its own patent-pending operating system called Care OS, and it's a smart mirror that can actually offer a lot of awesome features for consumers in their house, or also businesses like hotels and hair salons. The mirror is capable of a ton of random features, like being able to perform an eye test, which over time will actually track your vision and will let you know if anything has changed and whether or not you need to see a doctor. The mirror can act as a fitness coach as well, offering up some useful stretches for the morning, and it can even use AR to help try on different makeups and eyeliners before you would actually want to try them on. The mirror can also recognize certain products and give you tutorials on how to apply them, or if you have it connected to other smart health devices like a Colgate toothbrush or a Withings scale, you can access all of that information right at your fingertips. Of course, you don't actually want to use your fingertips because that would smudge up the mirror, so thankfully the Artemis Mirror uses gestures and voice control for a touchless experience. Speaking of a touchless or hands-free experience, a suitcase that follows you around is something that everyone needs, right? If you're someone who needs to carry some other things or bags in your hands while you're strolling through the airport with your suitcase, then pick up this self-driving carry-on called Ovis. Ovis is actually somewhat reasonably priced, coming in at $799, and although it's just a carry-on and you might think that's outrageous, I've seen some luggage that goes for a similar price that does a lot less. The Ovis has obstacle avoidance and uses the built-in sensors and cameras to project dots onto objects and people in order to help avoid running into them. As far as the suitcase goes, the design looks like a normal suitcase, although it is littered with those sensors and cameras that I mentioned before, but they're in discrete places, and it offers up a removable battery for charging your devices while on the go, and is a pretty decent sized carry-on. The company ForwardX is also planning to release a self-driving lawnmower, which kind of looks like a mini Batmobile, so that's kind of cool. LG had a small setup at Unveiled, but we're promoting a couple of really interesting products, like this microbrew machine that utilizes capsules to make a fresh beer on command. Think of it as a Keurig for beer. Unfortunately, they did not actually demo this machine, but it's something that could be a game changer for those who want to get into brewing their own beer, but don't actually want to do any work. The real star for me at the LG booth was the LG Gram, which is LG's lightest offering in the laptop space. This laptop has been around for the last few years and has gone through a few different iterations now, and is thought of as sort of a MacBook Air competitor. The most interesting part of the new LG Gram is the new 17-inch display model. This laptop is still crazy thin, very light, and comes in at a massive 17-inch form factor. Now, I know a lot of the general public has started to lean more towards the 12 to 14-inch screen size, being sort of that sweet spot, but I personally have always gone for the bigger displays, and something this light, sleek, and large could be an awesome addition for those who need that extra screen real estate on the go, but don't want to lug around something like a 10-pound gaming laptop. Keep an eye out for a more detailed review and comparison to the latest MacBook Air on the channel soon. The rest of Unveiled was littered with smaller companies trying to do big things, like this massive drone that's capable of delivering larger items to people around the world, an automatic bread machine that can basically bake you a ton of bread for large-scale restaurants and bakeries without having to really do anything at all. Simply load the dough and let the machine do all of the baking and storing. The company Sphero introduced a product that also caught my attention with its new product, Spectrums. Spectrums is a wearable ring that plays different music based on the color you tap it against. Using the included pad and an app on your phone or tablet, you can create some awesome beats and music fairly easily. It's a perfect way for users, especially kids, to get into creating music using their fingers and colors as instruments. The color part is what's really important here, along with the spectrums itself, because the actual Spectrum rings don't really need the colored pad to make music, but really any colors at all, like the ones seen on this shirt. You can actually purchase Spectrums right now for $64.99 for one ring or $99 for two. Finally, after CES Unveiled was finished, I ran over to Samsung's First Look Media event, which offered up a quick glimpse at some of the new tech and innovations that Samsung has made ahead of its press conference that will take place on Monday. The main buzzword and theme of this event was micro LED, which for the first time ever, Samsung has introduced a 4K display on a 75-inch modular TV made up of individual tiles of these self-emissive micro LEDs. The millions of RGB chips is what offers the perfect colors, extreme clarity and brightness, brightness, and what one could assume would be an extremely high price tag, but hopefully these modular micro LED TVs can be the new normal in the near future because the modularity and picture quality is amazing. The micro LED panels is what actually made up Samsung's wall TV, which was shown off last year and was again on full display this year, but this time with a lot more added functionality being shown off. Features like wall mode, which basically transforms this monstrous wall of LED panels into an actual wall in your home, complete with fake shelving and decor, with a dedicated area to consume content, which is still massive in its own right. There are also landscapes, art, and the ability to customize your own wall setup available as well. These micro LED panels allow for all sorts of shapes, sizes, aspect ratios, etc., but the fully built 219-inch wall is definitely a thing of beauty. The last product over at Samsung First Look that caught my attention, mostly for its simplicity, was the new Samsung Space Monitor. These high-performance monitors come in either a 27-inch or 32-inch QHD or 4K panel, but the main star is not really the display itself, but what's holding the monitor upright. These stands actually have a flat back to them, and then offer a flat base, which will then utilize the wall in your office and can provide a sleek and functional design that helps save a ton of space on your desk. Not sure why monitor stands aren't all like this somehow, but it's a great idea. So let us know what you think of CES Day 1 and what other companies or products that you might be interested in seeing from us in the next couple of days in the comment section down below. This has been Dan with Mac Rumors. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.